head coach of USC, Lincoln Riley, joining us here. Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
What does this feel like? First day at school vibes with a new conference?
A little bit.
Any hazing going on?
Not yet. Maybe we'll haze somebody else, but no, it's cool. It is. It's it's been kind of that idea that's been floating out there for the last year or two, and now all of a sudden days like today make it feel a little bit more real, and you kind of anticipate the next step, which is actually playing these games and creating all these big matchups that everybody's been talking about.
What is when you look at it from a big picture standpoint, playoffs expanding, conferences, super conferences expanding, like what is the thing that I guess excites you most about the changes coming to college football?
I think there's just the new rivalries and matchups that we're going to see on a weekly basis. When this first happened, so I was asked my opinion, and I said, forever and ever, you think of some of these like great bowl matchups that have happened, across the country, in the Orange Bowl, in the Rose Bowl. Well, now you're going to have some of these matchups, like on a weekly basis. And I think that part's going to be cool. I think the chance for some of these programs to travel to different places, right, to go watch games in different venues, for coaches and players to get a chance to compete against different people. That to me is the best part of it.
Yeah, my co-host Leroy Horde, longtime Michigan running back, and he was saying that's almost like a natural thing. He was a Rose Bowl MVP. He was familiar with going out west and having success out there. So, do you feel like that's natural, that merge from to the Big Ten, just because of those ties with the bowl games?
I do. I mean, certainly the Rose Bowl tie with USC being, certainly probably the most prominent program in the history of that game, and then obviously the Big Ten ties forever and all the matchups that have happened. I do think that does certainly strengthen it, although there's still a lot of places that are teams that we certainly in our history haven't played much, and certainly haven't played much in recent years. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be incredible, because instead of neutral sites, you're going to get some of these, obviously these great home-and-home matchups, and the chance to go into these different venues, experience these different fan bases. I mean, all of that is going to be really cool.
Now, down in Miami, one of your players got drafted by the Dolphins this year. He's starting on IR, but everybody was saying Taje Washington, one of these steals of the draft. Give us a little insight on him. What are the things that make him a special player, special person that you think the Dolphins are getting with him?
He's one of probably my most favorite players in all the years at any of the schools. I think he's an absolute steal. I think you guys in Miami got a gem. He is one of the most unselfish, hardworking, tough players that I've ever had at anywhere, at any position. Incredible special teams player, blocker, receiver, after the catch, teammate, human being. Like, the guy, he's got it all, man. You get a locker room full of guys like him, you're going to be really tough to beat. I'm
sure, like, you always want your players to go as high as possible. When he lands in seems like a good situation, a team that, is they have a lot of fun with offense. I'm sure you probably enjoy watching them too. But, like, when you saw or spoke to him about just landing in a place like Miami, do you feel like this is going to be a great spot for him?
For sure, yeah. Especially with guys there at the end, sometimes, if it gets right there to the end of the draft, you almost hope that they'll go undrafted, or then they get a chance to choose, because there can be some benefits in that. But I thought Tahj landed in a great spot. Mike does a great job, using skill sets like his. A coaching staff, I think, that they've assembled there is excellent, and they're going to love this guy. They are. And so, yeah, so much about it as a rookie is your fit initially, and can you get off to a good start in that league? And so now when we heard his name called and saw it was Miami, we were all thrilled.
What are the things you like about watching Mike McDaniel's offense, the way he runs things?
He's very creative. I think he's not afraid to think outside the box, which I think, in my opinion, a lot of coaches are. They're only going to do things that they've seen other people do. And Mike's unique. He's got a great feel, I think, for both the run and the pass game, how to blend it, how to complement each other. Like, he runs a system. It's not just a set of, a few of these plays and a few of that plays. Like, you can tell there's a method to what they're doing from an overall perspective. And, yeah, I've always enjoyed watching his teams, his offenses, the way he coaches. Just a lot of respect for him.
There's so much. Tua is one of the most, polarizing, I guess, for whatever reason. A lot of talk on his contract and things like that. But you're a bit of a quarterback whisperer yourself, been around a lot of great talent. As you see Tua, the way he operates that offense, what are the things you like about watching him?
Yeah, I think, early on in his career, I think he's done a really nice job. I mean, and I know he's battled some things health-wise, but he's continued to produce. He's a guy in terms of, I thought, even when we played him in this game a few years ago, he's very decisive with the ball. He's a very accurate player. I think he's, from everything I understand from being around Jalen and a few of those other guys, that Tua is really a team-first guy and about the right kind of things. And, yeah, I mean, you look at the stats and what the guy's done early in his career, there's a lot to be proud of. And now, he's got some natural next steps to make, which will be continue to get more comfortable in the offense and continue to win games, win playoff games, and go win the Super Bowls. But yeah, to sit here, you sit here right now and say, is this guy capable of doing that? Is it hard to believe that this guy would be able to do all that? Not at all. I'm super impressed with him, and he's certainly in the right place with the right coach.
Miller Moss had a hell of a first impression with you guys. You take over for a number 1 overall pick. How do you just make sure he stays and keeps like the main thing of just, hey, this is your team now, be yourself, because instead of just feeling like it's big shoes to fill?
Yeah, he's a pretty steady kid. I mean, I think this isn't just some freshman that just, kind of walked in. I think he's a pretty steady kid. And we got a pretty steady room right there. It's a really good quarterback room. There's a lot of competition, but there's experience in there. And so these guys have been chomping at the bit. They're excited about, I think, the team that we're putting around them, and excited to watch them go lead us.
Man, you always got an exciting team to watch, for sure, Coach. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy your first Big Ten Media Day, and welcome to the conference.
Will do. Sounds good. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you.